that I like for our lighting. That we, there it is. Beautiful. Let me just tell you a little bit about what this is. This is an extension of One Poetic Voice. One Poetic Voice is an outgrowth of the ensemble work we did in Chicago. A lot of people don't know in the slam world even that the Poetry Slam at the Green Mill, the Uptown Poetry Slam, began with ensemble work from the Chicago Poetry Ensemble. The next ensemble was the Bob Shakespeare Ensemble that worked there, and in these last few years, it's been the Speakeasy Ensemble. That ensemble work was new to the poetry world. Mostly it was, in those days, it was the poet at the microphone and no ensemble work whatsoever. In 2000 something, I can't remember when, but I was in Stuttgart, Germany, with Timo Brunke, who was one of the main organizers of Slam in Germany, and he invited me to a show that he was running. It was performance poetry on the theme of dance. It was running at the State Theater. He asked me to come and do a cameo performance with him, and instead of me just performing, we decided that the both of us would perform, he doing my poems in German while I'm doing my poems at the same time. We did it. We didn't really know what we were doing at the time, but we did it. At the end of it, the audience got up, oh. I said, boy, this is something. I better keep doing this. So that whenever I would travel to different countries, I would talk my translator or a slammer from that country into trying it again. I did it in Czech. I did it in Italy. Then in 2011, we invited the Word Alert Poetry Ensemble from Germany, one of the top performance poetry ensembles, to work with the Speakeasy Ensemble for the 25th anniversary of the Slam at the Green Mill in Chicago. We performed to 800 people at the top rock club in Chicago. The German consulate was in the audience, and at the end of it, the German consulate comes up to me, Mr. Smith, that was so wonderful and so precise. So, from the Germans, that's big compliment. We did 2 more years with the Germans, and then 6 years we've been working with the Ligue de Slam France, who sent an ensemble to Chicago. This assignment, I thought I said yes, and I said, how the hell are we going to do this? We're working, as you know, with actually 7 different languages. We formed them into duets. It's been 16 hours of a workshop and rehearsals all. The thing about the One Poetic Voice, and I just told him backstage, we've already succeeded because the finished product is great and wonderful, but the process is what it's all about. That people get together and learn about each other's cultures, learn about the language, and form friendships that will probably last the rest of their life. So I'm done talking. I want you to give a big welcoming round of applause for the first ever EU One Poetic Voice Connection.
Headlights hurtling through the darkness in his mind. Broken thoughts beyond the windshield. Dijagnoza koja mi diše uz vrat. Senke koje me prate kao bezdovoljno kuće dok nečiji prsti čupaju žbunje iza mene.
Diagnosis that breathes close to my neck. Shadows that follow me like a headless dog while someone plucks the bushes behind me.
Prolazim smo kog svetionika. Tražim crveno svetlo.
I pass under your lighthouse, looking for red lights and the broken Venetian lines. The mythos of Chicago is bold and immense. Michael Jordan defying gravity. Al Capone shooting people in the face. Broken pavement from skyscrapers that create a fortress against the backdrop of Lake Michigan. The Chicago River? Oh man. Our city used industrial engineering to reverse the river's flow so that we could divert city sewage. That in itself is a poetic statement.
Posle ponoći, svi solitari su prazni.
After midnight, all the skyscrapers are empty.
Kroz gradsku šumu, lokomotive jure po magnetale u 5 ujutru. Kao da će zgaziti jedinu preostalu zvezdu pod nebom betonskih silosa, jutarnje koskih se ukraj napuštenih stojališta.
Beyond the concrete jungle, the silos are relentless as locomotives are frenzied at 5 a.m. as if to bust down the last remaining star. Under the sky of the concrete silos, mourning bones lash out as if they're inside of an abandoned warehouse. The most mythical mythos of my childhood was the Chicago Skyline Bridge, a structure that elevates 150 feet into the sky. My family trekked across that bridge weekly, and as our busted-ass van climbed the 15-story height, I always imagined that we would come down in another state or country, wondered if we were crossing the ocean. Hell, on foggy days, it seemed as though we were floating into the sky, never to come down.
Na stepenicama ispod toplane večeraju jednu osminu.
On the steps below the city heating station, the morning bones eat crumbs for dinner.
Doručkuju poklopce jogurta.
Swallowed yogurt lids for breakfast.
Na radnoj knjižici
Unemployment booklets.
podeliti burek.
Share burek.
I 35 opljačkanih godina
among 35 looted years, among people who
koji
steal
kradu
epitaphs. Tonight, my imagination has come true. We have landed in Budapest. Hi, Budapest. How's it going? It's nice to be here. In this case, the bridge is poetry. My old busted-ass van will be our busted-ass poets. Chicago remains Chicago, but this is our destination.
Most v malém městě jménem Písek. There is a bridge in an old town called Písek.
To je jako Ottavu vybudovaný ve 13. století.
Over the Otava River built in the 13th century.
Je to nejstarší zachovaný kamenný most v mojí zemi.
The oldest preserved stone bridge in my country.
Back in the day,
Akkoriban az volt, akkoriban
az volt, hogy már előtte, már előtt, már ott volt az átutó. Amikor semmit, aki történt, nem tudtam csak úgy meg.
Back in the day, when I realized for the first time that everything in my life had lost its measurements, and nothing I did was countable anymore. All the tongues and phone numbers blurred away. De az ég az legalább még kék volt. Aztán azt lehetett nézni.
And only the sky was familiar, blue. For some reason, that was quite enough to look at.
Existuje most pojmenovaný podle krále a císaře svaté říše římské.
There is a bridge named after king and emperor of the Holy Roman Empire,
Karla IV.
Charles IV,
v Praze,
in Prague,
přes řeku Vltavu.
over the Volga River,
Postavený z kamenů, písku a malty.
made of stone, sand, and grout,
A také, jak praví legenda,
and as legend has it,
z vajec. Vyobrazený na mincích mojí země.
pictured on coins in my country.
Vy potřebujete povolení od soukromé společnosti, abyste tam mohli provádět všechny typy umění.
Where nowadays you need permission from a private company in order to do any type of art on this bridge.
Akkoriban az üres hajlósugáztak mentén sárgán villogott a kikapcsolt eszkölet, mert a város is túl volt már azon, ami lehetett. A város, ami olyan lett, mint egy 80 éves néni emlékeit. Szétkozmetikázott emlékeit, fiatalsága, szebb napjaiból.
Back in the day when my consciousness was turned off, just like the traffic lights at dawn, when only a yellow flashing was left of it. Long, deserted avenues, because the city itself, I got over everything. The city, that was like some 80-something lady's made-up version of her glory days.
De akkoriban már ki volt ragasztva az ágyon fölé egy Hemingway idézet, hogy csak is választás kérdése.
Back in the day when I had a piece of paper taped on my wall next to my bed with a quote from Hemingway, happiness and intelligent people is the rarest thing I know.
És végképp a nyakamon maradtak a különböző lányoknak, különböző alkalmakkor, különböző hangsúlyokkal elmondott sohánk. Soha! Soha! Soha!
And the leftovers of my sentences were everywhere around me. All the nevers I said to different girls, in different tones, in different situations, like never. Never. Never.
Már ez a selejtes, savanyú cukor.
Just like some kind of hard and bitter herbal candy.
Existuje most ve městě, kde jsem vyrostl, před řeku Radbuzu.
There's a bridge in the town where I grew up over the Radviza River,
Kde se postupně vystřídaly armády.
used by armies of the
Rakousko-Uherské
Empire,
Československá,
Czechoslovakia,
Třetí
the
říše,
Third Reich,
Spojených států,
Soviet Union,
Sovětského svazu,
Soviet Union again,
Sovětského svazu
23 years later,
a taky mojí babičky při pravidelné cestě k našemu domu
and by my granny on her way to our house
na štědrovečerní večeři.
for Christmas on dinner Eve, on dinner on Christmas Eve.
To všechno v posledních 105 letech.
All of that in 105 years.
To jsou 2 body pro Sověty a 2 body pro
It's
Bohy.
2 points for the Soviets and for Granny too.
Akkoriban egy nyugalomra vágytam, még mindig a kínai piacra kellett kimennem. Mert én ilyennek képzeltem a rendet.
Back in the day when I needed some meditation, I would go to the Chinese market because I believed that true balance and order were diverse,
Hogy az sokféle,
unbreakable,
az megtörhetetlen,
buzzing,
az zúg,
twitching,
az rajzik.
like a fusion of some helium in the stars.
Mint egy titokli hélium fúzió a csillagokban, hát aztán persze hamar kiderült, hogy az államaparátus nem igazán ért az egyet.
But my slightly hysterical government, so to say, didn't agree with me.
Existuje hraniční most přes řeku Moravu v Břeclavi.
There is a border bridge over the Morova River by Brecla,
To bylo klíčové železniční spojení pro vlaky Wehrmachtu při cestě na jih,
a key connection south of the Wehrmacht trains
a kterým odboj z mojí země nebyl schopen vyhodit do povětří.
that the resistance forces of my country couldn't blow up
Kvůli špatnému zásobování.
due to poor supplies and fear of Nazi retaliation.
Existuje most přes řeku Labe ve městě Ústí nad Labem, pojmenovaný podle prezidenta, který vykopal 3 miliony lidí, občanů, německy mluvících občanů mojí země, ven z mojí země. A na začátkem května roku 1945 bylo 15 lidí hozeno do vody, anebo zabito a potom hozeno do vody. A těch těla některých z nich se našla až po týdnu v Drážďanech. A to včetně kojenců.
There is a bridge over the Elba River on Utsi upon Elba named after a president of my country who kicked 3 million German-speaking citizens of my country out of my country, where in May of 1945, 15 people were thrown over into the water or killed and then thrown over into the water, and some of their bodies were found in Dresden a week later, including toddlers.
Akkoriban késő éjjel imádoztam és hajnalban keltem. Bár a társadalmi konszenzus ezeket több mint a délelőttöknek és délutánoknak nevezte át, itt sem voltam sokat többet heti 40 óránál.
Back in the day, when I worked to the dead of night and woke up before dawn, even though society said the first one was morning and the latter one was afternoon, still, I didn't sleep more than 40 hours a week, or, I don't know, maybe I didn't sleep at all. Maybe I was doing some planking between the edges of darkness. I was like a corpse, reanimated by some caffeine, or maybe more like a ghost, the spirit of a dead astronaut deceased from that airlift-off accident, now haunting the mountains of the moon, only to find the disturbingly boring there.
Már nem is aludtam, csak plankingeltem a sötétben 2 évvel lét között. Olyan voltam, mint egy koffeinnel mozgásra kényszerített holttest. Vagy még inkább, mint egy kilövés közben balesetet szenvedett és szörnyet hat asztalomra a lelke, ami most tévedésből a holdvaját kísérteni, és nem egyáltalán nem érti, hogy válthatott valaha is erre a kibaszott sivárságra.
Back in the day, I was counting and recounting freckles, suspicious that they were leaving me too.
Mert akkoriban gyakran úgy éreztem, hogy egy elefánt van a szobában. Nem volt baj, mert én voltam az, és végképp nem volt baj, mert nem volt ott senki más.
Back in the day, I was gulping down soda, gasping for carbonated air, hiccuping to make my guts move again.
Mert akkoriban gyakran úgy voltam vele, mert tényleg csak azért félek a haláltól, mert a föld alatt nincsen wifi.
Back in the day, I was reading my sister's diary, hoping to find some painful solace, and only to find she wrote the good parts.
Akkoriban azt hittem, hogy ha írok egy szöveget a problémáimról a múlt időben, akkor az olyan lesz, hogy túl lennék rajta. Mert olyan voltam akkoriban, hogy egy szopással elkerülni, hogy úsat felderülni, vasúti esküben. És az álmaim olyanok lettek, mint a filmslágerek magyarul.
Because I went out 4 or 5 nights a week, oh, the great escape from the coldness of winter, since my anxiety kept whispering into my ear 1,000 times a minute. But pretty soon, I'm going to be 30, and I must have the time of my life. I must have the time of my life. I must have the time of my life.
Hát én 4-5 este jártam el. Kibe a télfél a télbe, mert valami szolgás percek, 120-os rúgtam lenne, hogy mindjárt 30 vagyok, és csak el nem mulasszam az életem, csak el nem mulasszam az életem, csak el nem mulasszam az életem! Amikor részegen meséltem erről egy ismeretlenek egy kocsmában, csak annyit mondott, hát nem kell azt elmulasztani, hát elmúlik az magától.
So once I told this to a drunk stranger in a pub, and he just said, maybe you have to get a life first, haven't you?
There was a medieval bridge
Existoval středověký most
over swamps in a city called Most.
přes močálu města. Most.
Most means bridge in Czech.
Most znamená most.
Which was destroyed along with the city in the 60s.
Který byl zničen spolu s celým městem v 60. letech.
To mine for brown coal.
Kvůli povrchové těžbě hnědého uhlí.
Needed by the socialistic economy
Potřebným pro socialistickou ekonomiku
of my country.
Akkoriban már nem hittem semmiben, ezek kizárólag csodákról szóló filmeket néztem. Napokig csak skifiket, mert üldöztem a jövőt, amíg nevetve hátrán.
Back in the day, I didn't believe in anything the least in reality, so I was watching tons of science fiction movies because I was chasing the future since it was running backwards.
És az jutott eszembe, hogy tényleg az olyan, amit megeszel, hogy hamarosan 200 forintos pizza szeretné változni.
And I thought to myself, if you really are what you eat, pretty soon I'm going to turn into a slice of 200 forintos pizza.
Existuje most nedaleko Národního divadla.
There's a bridge near the National Theatre.
Který byl uzavřen během pokojné demonstrace proti režimu v roku 1989, 17. listopadu.
That police closed during a peaceful demonstration against the regime on the 17th of November 1989.
Takže protestující studenti z mojí země byli zahnáni do jedné ulice.
So the student protesters of my country were rerouted to another avenue,
kde pořádkové síly zmlátili tak, že jim takhle krev a jejich kosti byly zlomené.
where the orderly forces beat them to the point of bleeding and broken bones.
Což byl začátek procesu, který byl později nazván
Now
sametová
referred to
revoluce.
as the Velvet Revolution, because nobody was beaten to death.
Od doby, kdy jsem se narodil, což bylo 5 let,
From that time, since I was born 5 years later, I have seen no bridges on the banknotes in my country because my country is too scared to accept the euro as a national currency. I have found no bridges, only tensions, only trenches between cities and countrysides that want to argue about which way my country should be led. I can find no bridges which everyone should be able to cross without having their gender pointed out, their ideas, their politics, their religion, their education. No bridges to bring a historical sense of my country into the present, because my country basically is a bridge between the Anglo-Saxon and Oriental and Eastern superpowers, which have always seen my country as nothing more than a bridge to be crossed to their own prosperity.
Back in the day, I asked everyone the time, but everyone said something else.
És már tudtam, túl sok kisebbséghez tartozom, tehát egyikhez sem.
And I realized I belonged to too many minorities, so in reality, I belonged to none of them.
De úgy voltam a hazámmal, mint az Istennel. Nem haragudtam rá, miért nincs.
But I thought of my homeland the same way I thought of God. I wasn't angry at them, but they didn't exist.
És hogyha szombat hajnalonként beestem szédülve az ágyba, hát úgy éreztem, hogy valami azért mégiscsak visz.
But every Saturday, at dawn, after I fell into bed, I felt like I was floating on something.
Ez a csillogó felszín.
Glittering surface.
Ez a nagy szavakkal teli szemetelt folyó.
Poisoned by worn-out clichés.
Úgy visz, mint gyerekkoromban a nagyon szar, örökké döglődő 120-as Skodánk.
And more like my family's old car. That old, rusty piece of junk. I felt like I was being carried like that car, carried on its back. The sticker with the silent colors of red, white, and green.
Mint ez az örökké döglődő, nagyon ocska 120-as Skoda. A hátán azt a furva piros-fehér-zöld matricát.
Přesto všechno nechte moji zemi doufat.
Nevertheless, let my country hope.
Že budeme schopni vybudovat nové a nezahodíme naši šanci dolů z mostu.
That we can still build bridges without throwing the chance over into the water again.
Once a city split in two with a river separating Pest from Buda. In fact, it was disconnected for ages until 1849, the first permanent bridge wasn't even built. You better believe I had to look that shit up on the internet. Before then, only when the Danube froze over would Buda and Pest meet, would East and West meet. Now East and West greet us here on a bridge that is wide enough for cultural exchange.
He was nearly 15 years old.
Était parti à travers champs,
He had left through the meadows,
jetant tout,
throwing everything, insulting the road,
tirant un trait sur son enfance.
drawing a line under his childhood.
Il voulait se
He
donner
wanted to give himself a
chance
chance
de raccrocher
to hang
son
up
ombre.
his Peter Pan's shadow.
Maman s'inquiétera sans
One will
doute.
bury underneath.
Allez,
Go on.
tant pis,
Never mind.
je trace ma
I'm
route.
on my way.
Ça fera mal.
Well, that will hurt.
Il serre les dents,
He clenched his teeth.
mais il ne peut pas faire autrement.
He cannot help it.
Une lumière dans la nuit l'accompagne.
A light is rolling in the night.
Le vent lui souffle.
On
dans
his
le
neck blows the wind.
cou. L'inconnu,
The unknown.
l'espoir avant
His
tout,
hope is taking flight,
et la liberté qui le
carried by the thin wings.
Les poings serrés au fond de ses poches, surtout ses souvenirs de mioche.
His fists tighten at the bottom of his pockets on all his childhood memories.
Les mensonges,
Lies,
les promesses,
broken promises,
et
and
l'amour
love. Which is never come.
qui n'est jamais venu. Il n'avait pas 15 ans.
He was nearly 15
Il était parti à
years
travers
old.
champs.
He had left to
Il
see
était parti
tomorrow.
voir
He had
demain.
left to see tomorrow.
Voir demain.
Tomorrow, the great
À
and the
quoi ça
bold.
tient? L'inconnu à portée de pas.
Unknown, just a couple steps ahead.
La soif dans les
Thirsty in
yeux.
the eyes,
Le vent dans les
wind in the
cheveux.
hair.
Paraît que le monde est dangereux.
It's all the world is dangerous.
Ne t'inquiète pas.
Don't be scared.
Ne
Don't
t'inquiète
be
pas.
scared.
Une lumière dans la nuit.
A light in the night is going with you.
Ton ami
Your friend,
t'accompagne.
your fellow,
La même au bout du
the
chemin.
same at the end of the route,
L'eau
the rising
descend
dawn
du
of
matin.
tomorrow.
J'ai même pas 15 ans.
That's right. I'm not even 15,
Mais on s'en fout.
but we don't care.
Ça veut
Means
dire quoi?
what? I have all my life as it could everybody. And if the shades give rise to light, then I have the sun inside
Au
of me.
fond de moi.
And
Et
straight
si
ahead,
la terre est ronde,
if the earth is
alors
round,
un jour,
then one day
droit
I
devant,
shall return.
je serai de retour.
And
Et
I'll
j'aurai
still
toujours
be 15
15 ans. Toute
all
ma
my
vie.
life. In
Au
the
plus
days.
grand.
Back to the meadows I'll come.
Je reviendrai.
My light with me,
Ma
which
lumière
I will
dans la
give to
poche que je donnerai à
Mama.
Et
And
toutes les
all
fleurs
the
de
bells
la
of the
ville
rain
feront sonner
will
ma
ring
mélodie.
my melody.
Une rose des vents en bandoulière sur mon bateau
A wind goes
imaginaire.
over the shoulder of my imaginary boat.
Je poudrai la rosée sur la prairie.
I'll cleave through the dew on the meadow.
Après
After a
1000
thousand
ans,
adventures, thousand dawns and
crépuscules,
twilights,
1000
a
blessures,
thousand wounds,
1000 baisers,
a thousand kisses,
mensonges,
lies,
promesses,
promises to
oubliés.
forget, and come
Et l'amour venir.
a thousand
1000
times,
fois venir.
then gone,
Puis repartir.
then
Puis
come again,
revenu.
then.
Puis je ferai
I'll
avant que
cleave
je sois
through the
connu.
dew on the meadow,
Sous la nuit d'un ciel noir ébloui.
under the night of the dazzling black sky,
Ni déçu,
neither amazed
ni étonné.
nor disappointed.
Après 1000 trésors.
After a thousand treasures I found,
1000
a
trésors.
thousand
sans
treasures
prix.
I buried,
1000
a
rêves
thousand
accomplis.
accomplished dreams, and a
Quelques
few
étoiles
broken
brisées.
stars.
J'accosterai le pont des temps perdus.
I'll come up, tie up to the last stem stock.
Je rentrerai à la maison.
I'll come home.
J'embrasserai maman
I'll kiss mom
Sur
on
le
the
front.
forehead.
et j'irai me coucher
And before I go to bed,
à peine libre
lying down, barely over,
dans mes 15 ans.
in my 15 years.
Draga Wolf. Draga Wolf. Dear Wolf. Kako si? How are things with you? Se prevrtуваш во гроб. Do you toss and turn in your grave? Ти тежи на феминизмот на гробната плоча? Are you burdened by feminism waiting on your tombstone? Draga Wolf. Dear Wolf. Еден век повечен сон, a century plunged into a deep sleep.
Но, во моје време,
In my time,
жените како заспани убавици
sleeping beauties,
се шетаат низ реалноста и блешкат по балерини,
like
ги зомбијат,
zombies,
ги заобиколуваат
tiptoeing like
феминизмот.
ballerina, and they
Bravo,
artfully
Jennifer.
pass over feminism and women's rights.
Драга Wolf,
Dear Wolf,
во моје време
my
жените
time.
си ги менуваат презимињата.
women exchange their father's surname for their husband's surname.
Не знам дали треба да го сметам за знак на бунт да се откажеш од презимето за маж кој те ранел 25 години.
I'm not sure whether renouncing of the surname of the man feeding you for 25 years should be considered as an act of resistance and rebellion.
Ти не пак не спира љубов да преземеш презиме на маж кој го познаваш само пола година.
Or accepting the surname of the man you only know for half a year is but an act of love.
Драга Wolf, во моје
In my
време,
time,
жените мислат дека феминизмот е реакција на жените кои што ima problem sa možete.
Women think that feminism is but a reaction of women who have problems with men. Do we?
Zar nije
Really?
da istina imate problem sa možete?
Actually, we have problem with women thinking we have problem with women.
Draga Brazilo, v moje vreme,
In my time, women
zaradi tega, 3 days so preko narodeno deka. Draga Bulov, v moje vreme, ženite ne se zadovoljavajo samo s sobstvena soba.
Oh, no. Women are not satisfied with just a room of their own. In my time, women have the rooms of a palace of their own.
Uredno pripišemo
My father, his beloved husband, has a wedding gift.
Dear Wolf.
In my time, women divorce because of the mothers-in-law accept the daughter-in-law to act as if a surrogate mother to their husbands.
Да. Драга Булов, во мое време за жените факултетските дипломи представуваат по-свадбен подарок што знаете и го продаваат на свекрвите за китење и палење.
Exactly. Women regard university diplomas as a post-wedding accessories that the daughter-in-law brought to the mother-in-law so she can brag about it. Dear Wolf,
In my time, single mothers are still considered victims, not a choice. In my time, wars are being legalized and abortion is being criminalized. Yes, criminalized. Draga Bulov,
dear Wolf,
все още ли се превъртуваш?
do you toss and turn in your grave?
Тежи феминизм.
Are you burdened by the feminism
На надгробната плоча.
waiting on your tombstone?
Драга леди Макбет! Она на која името никогаш не го дознавме. Црвената дамка не се вади, таа сама по себе се појавува и исчезнува.
The red spot cannot just vanish out, it just turns up and fades out.
Секој месец,
Every month,
по еден месец,
after a month,
секој месец,
every month,
по еден месец,
after a month, every month, after a month. Dear girlfriend, the two surnames you have do not mean you are empowered. They only mean you're married. Good for you! Hooray! You're married! These days, it's much more easier to enroll at a university than to get married. Hooray!
But, dear girlfriend, I've divorced meanwhile.
Whatever. At least you've been married once in your life.
Драго,
Dear Wolf,
все още ли се превъртуваш?
do you still toss and turn in your grave?
Все още ли ти тежи
Are you still burdened by
феминизма
feminism
на надгробната плоча?
waiting on your tombstone?
Жал ми е, Драго.
I'm so sorry,
Ти
dear
е
Wolf.
продължила и аз
The
мисля
list
и
is
да не
endless,
но ограничена съм с
but I
време.
am time limit.
За секогаш?
Forever.
Йоко.
Prędżowa.
Neki ljudi jednostavno ne znaju datum svoje smrti.
Some people simply don't know the date of their death. They just don't know the date of their death.
Sa njima delim bakšiš.
I share tips with them.
Sa njima delim ručak.
I share lunch with them. We stare at the ceiling and don't say a word for a long time.
Čitulje u radnim knjižicama.
Obituaries, unemployment booklets.
Čitulje bez rodbine, bez datuma.
Obituaries without relatives, without dates.
Čitulje na pokislim fotografijama.
Obituaries on rain-speckled photographs.
Čitulje sa zastavom u ruci na čelu svadbene kolone.
Obituaries with a flag at the head of the wedding ceremony.
Čitulje koje plaćaju doprinose.
Obituaries that pay taxes.
Čitulje u poštanskom sanduče, pod vratima, u džepu sakoa, u pisoarima.
Obituaries in mailboxes, under doors, in jacket pockets, on urinals.
Čitulje sa tetovažama zagrljene na svirkama.
Obituaries with tattoos that perform at shows.
Čitulje na žurkama koje mi namiguju.
Obituaries at parties that wink at me.
Koje dižu čašu i čitulje koje mi nazdravljaju u 4 ujutru.
That raise a glass. And obituaries that heal me at 4 in the morning. All
me
the dead
mrtvi
in
u
Nišu
Nišu
know
znaju.
me.
Svi
All
me
the dead
mrtvi
in
u
Nišu
Nišu
know
znaju.
me.
Вуха прабабусі, great-grandma's ears. Коли моя прабабуся помирала, я забув їй подякувати.
When my great-grandma was dying, I forgot to thank her.
Подякувати не за те, що вона помирає,
Thank her not for the dying.
а за те, що зуміла міцно вистояти у житті.
Thank her for her ability to stay strong in her life.
Прирости в землю,
Adhering to the ground,
як слонячі ноги.
like an elephant's legs.
Шкіра на той час старості у неї теж стала слонячою.
Skin was like an elephant's at her age too.
Її відняло ліву сторону.
Left side of her body was paralyzed.
Виходить, що ми перед її смертю могли спілкуватися
Like we could communicate with her before her death.
із мертвою,
Is живое.
із
Is
мертвою,
живое.
із
Is
мертвою.
живое. In alive. In alive. In alive.
Годувати
Feed her.
мертву й
And
живу,
alive.
доглядати за
Look
обома.
after both.
І коли вона говорила ці свої останні слова,
And she said her last words.
це були ніякі там не життєві
It was
настанови,
not some life lesson.
а лише скиглення, скарги на болі в боках.
Just yelps and complaints from her pain on her side.
Вона говорила своєю живою стороною,
She was speaking with her alive side.
але мертва теж ледь-ледь ворушилася в
But her
устах.
dead part was moving her lips a little too.
Тобто я фізично чув голос з
So I
того
heard
світу,
sounds from the underworld.
але не міг нічого тоді чітко розібрати.
But I couldn't understand what they were
Чи вже не
saying.
пам'ятаю, що вона взагалі
Really,
говорила?
I forgot what she said.
Але ні,
No,
я б таке
I would remember
запам'ятав.
that.
Спогади підлі.
Memories are sneaky.
Ось вони
Here
з'являються.
they appear.
З'являються,
З'являються,
з'являються. Але так повністю і не приходять.
But never come completely.
Як їм дякувати за це?
Why to thank them for that?
Я скоро навчуся слухати.
One day, I'll learn how to listen.
Мої вуха ростуть,
My
стають
ears
великі.
are growing bigger.
Ними скоро можна буде затулятися від спеки.
I'll use them to cover myself from the heat.
Африканською чи індійською.
African or Indian. African or Indian. African or Indian.
Чітко розуміти мертвих.
To understand the dead clearly.
А мій рот все ворушиться, ніби
My mouth repeats like it says sorry
вибачається. Дякую.
for something untold.
Дякую.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Дякую.
Thank you.
Але закривавлюється,
Bleeding.
аж бризкає при
Almost
вимовлянні.
articulating. It gargles.
Ну бо хіба такі спогади лишаються для того, щоб їм дякувати?
So such memories remain so that we could say thanks to them. Thanks to them. Thank you. Thank you.
You know what this poem will change?
Vieš, čo zmení táto báseň?
Nothing.
Nič. Gúľka je silnejšia než pero, lôž je stará pravda a najmocnejším nástrojom majstrov vojny zostáva ľahostajnosť. Vieš, čo zmení táto báseň? Nič. Pôjdeme do práce, domov, za deťmi a cintorín. Pôjdeme do školy, do krčmy. A vieš, čo zmení táto báseň? Nič. Mladá nevesta, biela čerešňa, dostala závoj krvou a hlavou. Snáď, aby sa jej lepšie premýšľal. Ženích, aby bolo odstránením srdca zabránené povedať akékoľvek ďalšie áno. Dosť bolo strach, dosť bolo citu. Hlavu a hrude treba zakázať. A vieš, čo zmení táto báseň? Nič. Protestné pochody, zapálené sviečky, stečené slzy, protestné pochody, zapálené sviečky, stečené slzy, protestné pochody, zapálené sviečky, stečené slzy. To všetko sme už mali. Zapalacha, zajíca, remiáša a tupeja, čo zmenili peste a nohy a ústa a slzy našich básní, našich činov naproti smrti. Nič. Sme príliš na východ. Zničené Kosovo príliš na východ to prejde. Ukrižovaná Ukrajina príliš na východ to prejde. Bomby v Syrii príliš na východ to prejde. Nacisti v Poľsku príliš na východ to prejde. Maďari a Češi v zástupách s Čínou príliš na východ to prejde. Búrky pre milencov. Goodbye, blue sky. Sme stále príliš na východe. My, mladší bratia smejúcich sa vesty. Detské izby nám osvetľovali ohňostroje vybuchnutých ját. Tu, v čiernej diere Európy, sú skutočné videohry, porno, automobilky a česká verzia Netflixu tým jediným, čo nás spája s demokraciou. Nikdy sme nemali svojich koloniálnych Černotov a Alžírcov, Ostrovanov a Indiánov, aby sme mali koho požierať po svojej chamtivosti. Tak musíme kopať sami do seba. Sami seba strieľať. A vieš, čo zmení táto báseň? Nič. Získať späť miliónovú právnickú monopol sa dá uznúť prsta. Spomienky na detstvo lenované šialejú všetko, čo medzi zuby sedí dve slova. Mafiánsky štát. Drž piču a šúchaj nohami. Nikoho nezaujímajú tvoje slzy. A vieš, čo zmení táto báseň? Ak budeš skutočný. Započuješ, ako rastú hranice. Tí z nás, ktorí ešte veria v akúsi ideu slobody, budeš prežínať. Tak, ako to bolo vždy. Preč od ruského vplyvu, preč od eštebákov vedúcich štáty, preč od každodennej nemožnosti ničoho. A my si utkáme novú oponu zo smrti, strachu, zastrašovania nás. A ja sa bojím. A ja sa bojím, že táto báseň na tom nezmení absolútne nič.
Ostavljam neprijatelja, za promukle glasove iz otvorenih grobnica.
I leave the bottle with a few sips for the hoarse voices in open graves who call out, searching for cigarettes.
Dok polako uzbrdo vučem svoj radni staž i jutarnje kosti.
I drag myself slowly uphill. My years of service and the morning bones. All
Svi
the
me
dead
mrtvi
in
nisu
me
znaju.
know. So here we are, in Budapest, with the permanent bridge of spoken word. From a broken herd, once broken, now heard, we are reversing the flow of nationalism, division, orange-faced fuckers from my country that are trying to ruin shit. Reversing the flow through verses that flow from our hearts to receptive minds. Reversing the flow to divert that sewage away from the purity that poetry can provide. We've crossed this ocean so that we could find like-minded individuals and scream into one another's faces. I see you. I am more like you than unlike you. I bring you love on my tongue's tip, and my knuckles are bloodied for fighting in the things that I believe. In you, I believe.
Vo vas verujem. Je crois en toi.
I mene da hice.
In you I believe.
U vas verujem.
Věříme vás.
In you, I believe.
Ja vjerujem u vas. Si inanjör.
Vo vas